What is up, guys? I am IS Gaming here, and I'm going to give you a mermail deck profile. With the new ban list and title getting hit, I feel like I should make a new profile. Let you know how I feel about the deck and what I think you should be doing to play it. Let's just get right into it, you're going to be running the standard level 7 mermails. You have 3 Teus, 2 Megalo, and 1 lead. These are your boss monsters, essentially, because they make you go for all of your power plays. Then for our level 4s, we have 3 Pike. Pike is my favorite normal summonable mermail monster. And 1 Turge. Turge I feel like is pretty standard at 1. You can run 2, but I prefer 1. I don't feel like he puts enough work in to run it more than 1. For the sexy level 3 ladies, you play the 3 gun because why not? She's a monster reborn for mermail monsters. And you play not 1, not 2, but 3 Abyssland. She's your floater of the deck. She's pretty sexy when she gets blown up and sent to graveyard. Lets you get one of your big monsters out. And that's it for the mermails. But to the Atlanteans, because, who plays mermails without Atlanteans anymore? You play 1 Dragoons because he's only at 1. You play 2 Marksmen. And you play 2 Heavy Infantry. I feel like this is a pretty solid Atlantean lineup, and I don't feel like I need to change anything else. For the Gen X engine, which I hate to say, but I still have to run until the Atlantean Prince comes out, you play 1 Undyne, 1 Controller, pretty standard. Then for the non-essential cards to mermails and my little tweaks, I've put 1 Moulin Glacia in because you can manipulate the graveyard still just enough to where you don't have to worry about title being banned, and you can still drop this card, and this card tends to win a lot of games right now. And then you play 2 copies of, if I can pick him up, Gore's Emissary of Darkness. Now, this card is definitely good in my opinion right now because it helps stop OTKs, and he's just a really big monster. So, you don't really have to worry about Unicorn being on board. You can just knock him out with Gore's. Then, moving on to the spells, we have 2 copies of MST, 1 Raigeki, 1 Temple of the Kings. Been testing this card. I feel like it's pretty strong. 1 Salvage because title's gone, and it's the only way you can manipulate your graveyard through without title, or Soul Charge, who also manipulates the grave. And 1 Dark Hole. Pretty standard, a lot of destruction. I'd prefer to, have Raigeki at 2, but Dark Hole will work too. Moving on to the traps, we have 3 copies of Abysphere. Pretty standard. It's the only mermail abyss card you really run. 1 Vanities, 1 Bottomless, 1 Mirror Force, 1 Torrential, and then my personal tech is Spiritual Water Art AOE. You run 2 copies of it because you can you can tribute a water monster you control, and you can look at your opponent's hand and send a card from their hand to the graveyard. It's basically a Mind Crush, but you get to look at their hand and not have to worry about guessing the right card. And then going on to the extra deck, pretty standard. For your 7s, you run 2 Gaios. Gaios, my favorite rank 7 besides for Draco Sack. And then Big Eye, because, gotta round it out with Big Eye, because Big Eye's, really good. For 4s, you run Abyss Dweller, Emerald, which I wish was an Exciton, Castel, Diamond Dyer, 101, and Bahamut Shark. Pretty basic, pretty standard. There's not a lot of room for tweaking for this extra deck. It's pretty solid right now. Then for the 3s, you run Nightmare Shark and Abyss Trite, which you only put her out through Bahamut Shark, and this card wins games with Megalo. Moving on to the Synchros, because you do run that controller. Goyo, Black Rose, Leo. This is generally the only card you make. Sometimes you make this. Rarely ever see this. And then moving on to the sideboard, which, based on your locals, it'll be different, but I prefer 2 Soul Release, stops Burning Abyss, Breakthrough, just general, Mind Crush when I have to play Necros or other decks that search quite a bit and actually don't revolve around the grave, my 3rd MST, Solemn Warning, 2nd Mirror Force, smexy, double Denko because she's crazy, and triple Flying Sea. Now, that's been my deck profile, guys, so, if you want to like, favorite, comment, let me know what I should do next. If you have any constructive ideas on how to make my deck better, that'd be nice. And don't forget that the more people I have on my subscribe to my channel, the more often I will do this, because that means I know people actually want to see more. So if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later. This is IS Gaming, and I'm signing out.